Hello. Hello. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Know Your Role number 5. Rolling through them now, and into inside forward, which won today's Twitter poll. Now, inside forward is one of my favourite roles in the game. I use it quite a lot as an attacking outlet. As always, a couple of modern day players that totally represent that role. We got Raheem Sterling at City. He starts on the left, right-footed, cutting in, dribbling, spearheading towards that box. Sadio Mane at Liverpool, exactly the same. If you notice about these two players, they're not big on crossing the ball. They're all about piling into that box, fast, pace, dribbling, trying to get as many goals as they can. They're probably both the top scorers for their respective teams, so it shows you a little bit about the inside forward role and how it's a bit different to the inverted winger. Let's get to it. Alright gang, so inside forward is the winner of the poll this week, and that's what we're going to get on with straight away. Now, a lot of people will confuse it with the inverted winger because the roles are so similar. There is only a tiny few differences that you're going to notice in explanations, in game, but there are differences that can make a factor. So let's have a little look on how the game describes the two roles. So initially, if you look at the instructions on inverted winger and inside forward, you'll see they're pretty much the same. There's dribble more, there's cut inside with the ball, and there's get further forward. Your inside forward role though is that little bit more aggressive. So if you notice, it'll say it shows take more risks, cross less often. Your inverted winger will still try and cross the ball, whereas your inside forward is going to be less renowned for crossing the ball, more about surging in the box, looking for through balls, looking for long shots. Tiny few differences between the two roles. The explanations and descriptions are pretty much identical apart from those little factors. We're concentrating on inside forward. Now the inside forward role is amazing. If you can get the right player for it, it's brilliant. Now the biggest difference between inside forward and inverted winger for me is your inside forward is going to concentrate more in the top third of the pitch, allowing more work from your fullback outside of him. So it's an ideal position to have an attacking fullback or wing back working with you. You can still do that with an inverted winger, but your inside forward is going to concentrate on crossing less, so you really need your fullback to do that job for you. So inside forward, basically as an advanced midfielder as you can get in that final third. To underline that point, let's have a look at attributes and how they change between the two roles. Okay, at the minute this young lad here is selected on inverted winger. So the main differences between the inverted winger and the inside forward is, as I said, the inside forward is going to be higher up the pitch, so there's going to be less emphasis on the defensive side of the game. So if I click on inside forward, and when I do, just have a look up the physicals and the mentals and how they change. So we click that there. So you see there's less emphasis on things like stamina, on work rate on the inside forward. Clicking back to the inverted winger, work rate and stamina are there because he's going to be charged with tracking back more. Inside forward is more aggressive, so there's less responsibility on him to track back. Also in your technicals, crossing is highlighted for your inverted winger because he's expected to still act like a winger even though he's going to come in quite often, whereas your inside forward, less emphasis on that, more emphasis on things like flair and vision. So he's a much more aggressive version in the final third, out wide but coming in. More aggressive than your inverted winger. It's a good thing to remember that. A few in-game examples of that. Now your inside forward is always going to start higher up the pitch than an inverted winger would. So if you look at this screen here, the player highlighted there, that's Carter. He is the inside forward. If he was an inverted winger, he'd probably be a little bit wider and a little bit further back. As the game unfolds, you can see his position there. He's basically acting as a wide striker, so a really wide striker. Just hovering around waiting. Now as we pause it there, the inside forward there, because he's that tucked in, the fullback, Timon in this instance, starts to bomb on. So that's where we use an aggressive fullback in conjunction with inside forward. Okay, we'll just run it on. So your inside forward, trying to get inside the box, acting like an additional striker. Of course, now it really helps if your inside forward can finish. It's another little thing to look for. If he gets on the ball, you're going to look for attacking technical attributes like dribbling and finishing, because he's going to be right up there, just off his striker. As you play it on, Carter takes it inside, in it goes. Obviously, the most key thing to look for as well is alternative foot. If he's on the left, you want him right-footed, but in he goes, pinks it in. That's the first example. Okay, here again, remember what I said, the inside forwards start position, it's always going to be more aggressive than an inverted winger. He's going to be higher up the pitch because the key's in the name, forward. He's going to be high up that pitch. Now if you look on that screen there, Mo Foken, my keeper with the best name on the game, has got the ball, and just in the other half, right at the top there, is Carter, the inside forward. Now when your inside forward has that amount of space, it's key that he can do something with it. So you're looking for technical attributes that we'll get onto, but you can see by this absolutely worldy of a goal what an inside forward can do for you. So there he is, he's tucking in, he's coming in already, so he's darted in. His start point was way out there, but he's tucked in massively, being the inside forward that he is. As we roll it on, taking it down, so his first touch is key, his technical is key. Look at the dribbling, absolutely fantastic. Composure, finishing, bosh, in it goes. Inside forward can be one of your main attacking threats. So hopefully that shows you how aggressive an inside forward can be. So they are a great deal different to an inverted winger. They're basically another striker. So don't think of it as one up front. If you play an inside forward, you technically play two up front. Now the difference with an inverted winger is they will be a little bit more selfless and look to supply more, okay? So if we look here, I've got, in this game against Man City, I've got the left hand side Carter playing an inside forward role. On the other side is an inverted winger. Now the first thing you'll notice here as I run it on is the inside forward is a lot narrower from the get-go, whereas the inverted winger starts and kind of stays out wide a bit more because he's a bit more flexible. On occasions he will play like an out and out winger. Okay, so here we go. Carter's got the ball, inside forward remember. First inclination is look, coming inside, coming inside, coming inside. So he's almost dead centre there, isn't he? He's basically dead centre. On the other side there, that's my inverted winger Hanley, okay? So you can see how wide he is. So he's got the almost the adaptability to play as an out and out winger on occasion. So there he goes. He's still inside a bit, but he's still a lot wider than inside forward would be. Remember Carter, who's just played that ball, he's there. Carter's basically in the middle there, on his way in to get into the 6-yard box. As we run it on, Hanley, if that was an inside forward, he would have dived in the box there, dribbled in and tried to either smash it in or gain a penalty. But because he's an inverted winger, he looks for a cross a bit more, pings it across to the striker, who absolutely buries it. So both roles have their place. It's up to you which one you want to go with. I would tend to shy away from having an inside forward on both sides, unless you're against a really poor team, because you're going to be left really exposed. An inverted winger gives you that more flexibility, but an inside forward will give you more attacking prowess. It's your call. So there's a range of different formations you can use for an inside forward. The examples I've showed you there, we're using this formation to take on a 4-3-3, but you can see how aggressive the inside forward is. He's going to be basically partnering Ward. On the other side, we have an inverted winger who's going to drop a bit back a bit more, help out the team a bit more, and look to supply the bullets. Now, if you look behind Carter there, inside forward, we've got a wing back on attack because we're going to rely on that wing back to supply the width and the crosses, because Carter, he's going to be more inclined to come inside, try and get chances that way. So to get more width involved, we'll have an attacking fullback behind him. I hope that makes sense. If you've got any questions, drop them below. So that's your perfect inside forward based on Sadio Mane. I hope you can see that, because think about Mane when he plays, you don't see him ping a lot of crosses in, do you? It's all about pace, flair, finishing, especially finishing. He's gone up a gear in that, and they're the key attributes we need. Okay, we're looking at finishing, we're looking at dribbling, so you can cut through that final third. Passing will help to lay on the little through balls for your striker. Technique, like we saw an example with Carter, where the ball comes over the top so they can take it down first time. Bit of flair and acceleration and pace, all beautiful aspects of your inside forward to look for. You may have noticed my door randomly opened during that last segment, and this is why. Whoa. This little fella's why. This is Kofi, and that's another Know Your Role. Take care.